anyone can hold whatever currency they want, whether that be silver, gold, yen, yuan. These words coming from the chairman of the Federal Reserve today, Ben Bernanke, who in the last time he testified in front of the Financial Services Committee on his semi-annual report, he said that he was asked by Congressman Paul whether gold was money, and he said no. He told us that it's an asset, but it's bought by the central banks as a tradition. And then today he says gold and silver are currency. Well, thankfully, Mr. Paul knows enough of what's going on to come right back and say, yeah, but gold and silver aren't treated as a currency. They're not treated as money because you have to pay tax on the capital gains of the appreciation, which is something that needs to be changed. And Mr. Paul also brought up the fact that they're close to having silver as a competing currency in Mexico, thanks a lot to the efforts of Hugo Salinas Price, a billionaire in Mexico who's been trying to get silver as money for the people for 20 years. And as Mr. Paul said today, because Mexico's been wiped out so many times, people need to be able to hold in real money, something that preserves value, not be forced into holding paper that keeps getting debased by governments and by central banks. They have to be able to hold real money. So, quite an exchange today. I'll have a link below so you can hear that for yourself. Mr. Paul said that, people don't believe you're 2% inflation. Here you are, and he pulls out a silver coin, like six shooter, blazing, and silver coin in one hand. Congressman Paul's up there saying, people don't believe your inflation numbers. This coin here, when you took office as Federal Reserve Chairman, this 1 ounce silver eagle coin he had in his hand could buy 4 gallons of gas. Well, now it buys 11. It's gone up because the dollar's fallen that much since you've been in charge of it. And, that's when he said, well, you can hold whatever currency you want. So, I don't know, interesting exchange there today, just like always. I love watching Paul question Ben Bernanke. It's better than some of the best sports events I've ever attended to. And I was a bat boy for the A's, and I witnessed World Series games and stuff. But that was exciting then. But nowadays, that excitement for me now was as exciting as that was then, when I didn't know things. I didn't really know what was really important. Well, now I know what's really important, and this is a huge exchange. So anyway, we'll get away from that. I also wanted to mention that on days like today, I go look to see what really happened. Now, I want to know the truth. And in order to find the truth, on days like today, with gold and silver just get slaughtered, gold down almost 100, silver down 250. I look to guys like Jim Sinclair and John Embry to tell me what's really going on, because we never really hear the truth until we look to seasoned veterans like these guys who understand what's happening. Jim Sinclair was saying that what Bernanke was doing was just a cover-up, because here what most of us aren't being told is that over in the European Central Bank, they're printing up $700 billion, giving it out to the banks in loans. They're loans, okay? They're not really printing money. Yeah, well, that's what it is, because they don't have the $700 billion to loan out. It's out of thin air. So, what's really happening and what we see on the surface are always two different things. But so anyway, I'm going to have a link to what Mr. Sinclair said and Mr. Embry, what he said. What I took away from what he said was that, why wasn't the market down so much? Bernanke said that the economy is doing okay, but it's not doing as well as I'd like. Or whatever he said. Basically, he didn't say he's going to be doing QE3 anytime soon, while they're just pumping tons of money out over there in Europe. So the metals get slaughtered, but the market doesn't. You know, the Dow should have been down 800 today. You got take down gold $100. Now it's just down a little bit. So, you know, go over, click below in the more info section. You can hear what John Embry said, what Jim Sinclair said, and to hear the exchange between Mr. Paul and Chairman Bernanke. That's really about it for today. You know, one last thing that I'd like to say to everybody is, by owning precious metals, you know, when I saw how far down the gold and silver were today, I just had a big smile, and I don't know what else I could own that would give me a big smile like that, because I've done my research. I know where the precious metals are and real money's going long term, and it just looks like a big sale sign at my favorite department store or whatever, what have you. I mean, it's just like a huge sale sign when I see the huge drop. So gives me a smile. I see a huge up run. You know, I feel like I'm rewarded if I see a huge run in the precious metals. Whether they're up or down, I'm happy, and I don't know what else you can have, own, and have that be the case. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon.